Look at this. This is all non-heat styling.
Wow, it looks great. Your hair looks amazing. Good job, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark.
Eggs is over here licking her pussy while you're saying that. So, hi, I'm Jacob Grenz,
And I'm Winnie Stone.
and you've got that mic in your hand, and we are come on in,
Come on in,
Queens.
Queens.
I thought I'd change it up a little bit. I just thought you were owning that mic. You are pageant ready.
You know, it helps me not play with my hair as much. I've only one hand.
It helps you not do Alicia Edwards every 2 seconds.
Alicia Edwards.
Yeah, remember? Rue called her Alicia Edwards this season.
Yeah. I mean,
They're
I'll
like,
still do it. Don't worry about it.
yeah, you will. You'll
Still
find a
gonna
way
happen.
to put the mic back and forth.
This is a whole dress, isn't it cute?
It is cute. It's a dress. Last night you had a skirt with pockets. I love the skirt with pockets. Very Karen from My Favorite Murder. I couldn't think of her last name. Kilgariff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Karen Kirkgariff.
She
I
loves pockets and dresses. That's her thing. Or
break it
skirts.
sometimes for good things, but my rule when I'm thrift shopping, which I do too much of, is does it feel good on my skin? Like, is it going to irritate me at all?
Yeah.
Even if it's like the most beautiful thing, I'm not going to wear it if it's going to like be scratchy on my skin. And does it have pockets? So I will be like, oh, this is a really cute skirt. Oh, no pockets. Lost
No
opportunity.
pockets.
On to the next.
Next. How was your week?
I don't even remember. It was just wild. I've just been so busy. I have some design clients, as you know, and they're both doing big things, and it's just a lot on my plate. And then I have other things that I am doing in life. And it's just busy.
Well, don't fret. The Dow was at 50,000.
Yeah. I've been staying up on politics and what's happening in the world because
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if we talked about this last week, but like as terrifying and awful and shitty as it is, and it's only going to get worse. It's still hopeful because it's getting so bad that it's like even the most faithfuls, if you will, to like the MAGA movement and stuff are getting like weirded out and like pissed off. And it's like the reckoning may come. The reckoning may come.
It's going to come. It's going to, because
It has to.
As we know, things have to come into the light first. And when things come to the light, then they can heal. And I think that all of this coming into the light finally after 4 administrations, because they talked in the hearings with Pam Bondi, this was covered up since the Bush administration. And so in order to bring healing, this had to be brought forth, and everybody has to understand how corrupt and tied to the people who have the money in this world, that think they can do anything and have all the power, have been controlling this narrative all along. And then I think, because we see it happening in other countries, there's a lot of people being held accountable, and we keep on being like, when is it going to be, when are the people in the United States going to be fucking accountable for the Epstein list?
Might
like
be,
what, when?
Maybe 3 years from now.
It might be when the Democrats ultimately take over.
In the court of public opinion. The court
Yes.
of public opinion. I just hope that we get these names and we can just drag them for filth and then, stick it to them once we're in power. But I've been saying for years, burn it down, let it go, let it all crumble, and then we can rebuild. And we just might. We're on that, 80-year cycle of history shows that we're due for a dismantling of everything, a rebuilding, and hopefully our golden years can be spent in like utopia times.
Yes, and we can rebuild to the system of matriarchy instead of the patriarchy.
Winning for president.
I wouldn't even say the matriarchy. I would say the divine feminine, because we need to get rid of the women who are covering up for or protecting or thinking that their privilege is because they are protecting the patriarchy. And they're finding, and I think they will find with Pam Bondi and Kristi Noem and the women who were thrust into the front to be the mouthpiece of this administration, who are now going to get thrown under the bus and probably put in jail at some point. And the men are standing back. But if we don't continue to fight against it, then, I do think that there's a level of being complicit.
Absolutely. I'm glad you get to live in your bubble, ignoring everything and not having an opinion. Must be nice. But this is the real world, so welcome. And I'm saying this like I'm not out on the streets, fucking marching and shit. So I could be doing more every day. But at
Well,
least I'm
there's
like staying
other ways.
informed.
There are other ways that we can be part of it, even if we're not the type that would be on the streets protesting. I have done them before, but for me, like I can work behind the scenes, and there's a place for everyone in the resistance.
Yeah.
With that,
With that,
well, we're going to talk about implicit bias now. All right, into the episode. We have season 4, episode 9. Think outside the box. Named
you
after the
always bring the
boxes.
title that I never pay attention to.
Well, I always am curious about the episode because Survivor does it too, where they name the episode after quotes within and I'm always like, who said that within? And in Survivor's case, it's usually a man who said it. But in this case, it was the boxes. It was the challenge.
Yeah, I'm sure Alan said it at one point in his description or
maybe so.
something, which I, of course, disassociated during. It's like when they
were actually taking a nap during the episode last night.
I was resting my eyes. When they start crawling out of the boxes, the traitors, I was like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah,
because I completely missed the rules.
Yeah,
but it was fun. That was fun. Anyway,
maybe this will be the first time you're hearing about it. But we open up with Eric finding out that Rob is a traitor, and last week we got that huge reaction from him where he flung. He's so spastic. I love it. I'm that way too. And he was just floored that Rob was standing in front of him. And there was a meme of it this morning I sent with the Chains of Love song, that Charlie XCX song. And there was a moment where he looks like Rob is actually like big spooning Eric. Look at
It's gonna be okay, buddy. I need this.
Oh, somebody needs to create a heated rivalry type book series based on this. I'd read it. I'd read it right away.
I said I'd watch that porn.
Gay
That's what we say when we're like, two people are on screen that you're like, I'd watch that porn.
Well, last night in between your naps, I was like trying to make you get you to hate Rob. I'm like trying everything I can. I'm like, Winnie, don't you think it's gross that he brought Eric in there and's bro duding out with him, and meanwhile said that Eric is his equal and didn't say that about Candace or Lisa? And you're like, whatever.
I think he knows exactly how to butter Eric up.
I know. I think it is too.
And yeah, I'm watching other Traitors now because some of my friends are. Actually, everyone is. A lot of people are. And I want to be in the know. And comparatively, thus far, I think Rob is just proving himself to just be a great player of this game.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's like how floored Eric was goes to show. Like, hello, he was the last person that he thought would pull that hood back.
Yes. But last night I was saying, remember, I looked over and I was like, well, I didn't say this part, but I'm going to add Sandra in Heroes versus Villains, or is he Rob in Redemption Island, where he's put up with a bunch of dumbasses. And so his game looks better because he's up against a bunch of dumbasses and Natalie, who we know is a good player.
Yes, there are many of clueless people that have very flimsy evidence and theories, or in Johnny and Tara's case, up until now, they've been like, do you know anything? I don't know anything. I'm so confused.
Yeah.
So yes, there are definitely some less. I don't know what to say.
There are some capable people.
I don't want to call them dummies because I'm watching Traitors.
I don't think so either.
Australia season 2, and that is a cast of dummies. Like dummies. It's really funny to compare it to this season with Rob, because the Australia season 2, there's this guy and he's a traitor and he's like a super narcissist, but he's got them all fooled. And so he's playing the game like Rob in terms of like everyone is, they'll think of him maybe, but they'll always vote someone else out. Like he's just manages to get out of everything. But Rob, they're not even saying Rob's name.
Not at all.
And they all love him. They're all like, many people many times have said like, not that sweet man Rob. Like he could never.
Which that's the if people hold a workshop or a workshop on implicit bias or an unconscious bias, they should show that clip.
Yes.
But anyway, but
Pretty
we
boy white
know
man.
a pretty white man. We know that Natalie is a good player from her Survivor days. So I'm with you. I don't think that they're bad players. I really don't. I think that they are
Natalie's a great
trying.
player.
They're
Does
just
she
coming.
suspect Rob?
No, and
Not one
that's
bit.
why. Because he's so good and he's put a mist on them, and then he has the other privileges that we talked about that make it easier for him to be trusted. But yeah, I think we've got good players, and I think that Rob is just snowing them all, and he's got a 99% chance of winning the whole thing. But anyway, they put up for murder Dorinda, Natalie, and Steven. And then we come into breakfast.
Well, and what? Tara and Johnny.
No, that's next episode. This one, the first murder of the night, Sleepy Magoo, was Dorinda, Natalie, and Steven.
That was just what they were talking. Wait, that was what they were talking about in the turret.
In the turret with Eric and
because they
Rob
have to
the
give
first
us. Yeah, they have to give us the audience like
Yep.
the
He's
last
like,
three to
let's
walk
go
into
murder
breakfast
right away. You just learned that I'm a traitor, and we're gonna go murder. And Eric is constantly overwhelmed throughout the whole episode. He's in overwhelm.
Overwhelmed. So sadly, we find out Miss Dorinda in an unceremonious murder.
In an unceremonious
Which we
murder.
hate.
I agree with you. Than the reading of the letter. And goodbye, Dorinda. She's going back to, what did she say? Some manor that Greystone or
Bluestone
Manor.
Apparently,
which I guess has
her
an
home.
Instagram account that has like 30,000 followers of a home. So goodbye, Dorinda. I don't think she gave as much as I would have liked to, but whatever.
Because you wanted her drunk.
Low.
Someone
Yeah,
commented
she doesn't need
on,
to perform for me.
Someone commented on the last episode or TikTok or whatever that they have a 2-drink limit. Sadly.
Good.
Not good. Get them drunk.
I mean, okay, good because I was right.
So, well, yeah.
No, but I think I heard that only through when I was watching US Love Island and comparing it against UK Love Island. And I was like, something's missing. And it was the amount of alcohol that UK Love Island is able to consume versus US.
Yeah. There was a big drop in chaos on Big Brother when they stopped giving them a lot of booze. Now
go ahead.
Now they'll give a cast of like 14, like 6 beers and a bottle of wine. Like literally, it'll be so bogus.
And girl, we know that ain't gonna go far.
No.
Breakfast? Shall we go to breakfast?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got Kristen and Mark and Rob coming in first, and
she's like, we gotta talk.
Yeah, we gotta talk. Kristen loves introverted, calm energy. She herself is an introvert, and she's loving how calm they are. And maybe that's part of Rob's whole thing, is that he's just very calm. You said last night he's very collected, never shows emotion. Some might call that boring, but he's doing it.
Well, in foreshadowing, Kristen is coming in hard. She we gotta talk before anybody else gets here. And they're like, Johnny, right? Johnny. But we get the explanation of what you just said, this is who I am into. There was such a Kristen B story this episode. We really got to like see her play her game. And it was interesting. It was wrong, but actually not wrong. Anyway, this what happened at breakfast. I really want to go in order
okay. You want to go sequential. I know I'm not alone in this, that the Traitors has an end game problem, or let's say a mid to late game problem, because they get rid of the big personalities early on. Then you're left with sort of the B characters. And so I think that they're bringing Kristen like all of a sudden up in the edit, because it's like, okay, nobody's left. Like, we have to bring Kristen and Johnny and Tara's story all of a sudden. We've gotten glimpses of Johnny and Tara's story, but I don't think we've gotten anything from Kristen. And all of a sudden she's like the main character.
Well, no, she says herself she's an introvert, and so she hasn't really brought a lot except for her fabulous eyeliner and her
she's so
cute
hot.
Fucking haircut. Yeah, I want her to be my boyfriend.
I love that for you.
Okay, so who's next? Who's next in the Brecky?
Well, anyway, so they've got suspicion around Johnny specifically, and even Tara, because Tara is linked, but they don't know how linked they are, which was kind of surprising. But anyways, Johnny is targeting Steven. So there's names going around. It's mostly Johnny and Steven and maybe Tara. But oh my gosh, here was the other thing that I was like, okay, I don't know. If I was in the castle, I would maybe be on to Rob now, because Maura says to Rob, I wonder why Candace voted for you. Something like that. And again, he says, I think it's just because I'm so faithful, and she wanted to get everyone to start thinking about me as just such a great faithful or something like that.
No, he said, I think she was doing it to help the other traitors. It really didn't make sense what he was
It didn't
saying, but
make
he said it
sense.
with such a calm, cool, and collectedness that
Mhm.
Maura was like, all right, whatever you say.
I will not inquire further.
And it was like, no one even probably listened because they're like, we're not suspicious of Rob, so we're not like dissecting what he's saying. Because it really didn't make sense. It really was like, what? Okay. The meme of Trisha Paytas being like, what? Huh?
What?
Huh? Okay. That's what people were like when Rob was saying the nonsensical why Candace voted
Oh,
for
I love
him.
that. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Okay, so I also have to say Steven remains very hot.
Oh yeah.
Those jeans, something was doing it for me with those jeans.
Show me, Daddy. Show me the way.
Show me the way. We have a millennial heartthrob, and then we have a Gen Z heartthrob. Which one are you going for? You're going through the Gen Z heartthrob?
No, out of all of the hot ones, Steven's more my type for
Yeah.
sure.
I agree.
I told you I don't like dark hair and blue eyes.
I know, but I keep on bringing it back and litigating it with you.
Because you think I want to fuck Rob. Well, he's sexier now that he's playing this game, but also I mean, I am starting to see a little bit of cockiness.
Okay, just a little, huh?
Like when Eric is explaining how like Rob's just laying back on this couch with his cropped little sleeveless sweater and has got his arms over his head, like he's so relaxed. That was a little cocky.
Yeah, he's
a little
spreading
cocky.
out on
Little
the couch.
cocky.
Yeah.
Well,
But
and it was
that's
just him,
okay.
his other traitor, and Mora, which when she finds out about it, she's going to be pissed. She's like, you sat there in that fucking room with me and lied to my face the entire conversation.
Right. I thought that was
Which
funny too.
You can't really say you're a traitor, so.
More hanging out with both traitors at this point, being like, who could it be?
Traitor.
Oh my God. Speaking of, before we move on, Dorinda tried to do an Irish accent similar to my Jamaican Irish accent that I do when she left, and it was very funny.
Tragic.
All right. So, should we do the challenge? The challenge was fun, I thought. There's no
I loved
way
it.
that those boxes made those noises, though. They had to be soundproof, and there would be no way that you would be hearing the creaking right next to you.
I think that you could probably hear it, but you couldn't place it because I think it was so thick and soundproof, in a way.
Not thick.
Because I mean, no one even said like, I think the box next to me was the one.
Yeah,
like,
nobody said it.
But I think it probably did make some noise. But yeah, they probably exaggerated a little bit.
Okay, well, let me explain the game real quick. The game was basically they walk up and there's like 9 boxes, and they're kind of like Jack-in-the-Box boxes that they all have to get into. And it was similar to the chess challenge last season where they had that chessboard and the traitors basically have to come up with a name in the group that fits the prompt or the question that Alan asks. And the thing with last season was that's when Carolyn went down because I don't remember, she said the answers or said something that gave them a clue that she might have been the traitor in that challenge. So this challenge, they're like, we're not going to give them a clue. So to your point.
I don't remember what you're talking about, but I believe you.
The one where Kate and Parvati came out in the white outfits or the white and black outfits and they did a chessboard. It doesn't matter.
But yeah, I do like this is like an age-old reality competition show challenge of what does the group say? Vote for what the group says.
And I agree with you. Although boring to watch to pick Tara for all of the things, it didn't give them any indication or any clues as to who were the traitors because it was like they just picked Tara each time.
Yeah.
But the faithfuls didn't pick up on the pattern until vote number 3.
And then they only had one more to do. Let's all do Tara. And then Johnny and Tara didn't do Tara.
They didn't.
That was such a weird thing to do. And
Yeah,
clearly they were genuinely confused. But like, what? Why? They literally, everyone was like, "We're doing. Everybody vote Tara. They're clearly going to do Tara." And then they should have recognized that after the second one because it didn't make sense on the first one. I guess like you wouldn't know like why is Tara like the most useful to the traitors or whatever it was. And then the second one, what was the second one? Because it didn't make any sense. It was like that's not Tara. The most manipulative or
Yeah,
something.
most
Yeah,
manipulative.
that's when I would be like, y'all, they're just doing Tara for everything. Everybody vote Tara and let's see what happens. Get some money in that pot.
Yeah, get some money. The group guessed Natalie, and Natalie got kind of upset, but I get it. Like, she's not manipulative, but she's the only gamer left. So it's like,
Yeah,
that's why they
that's what they're
voted
gonna
that way.
say.
So anyway, 3 times with Tara. By the third time, everybody voted Tara except for Tara and Johnny. I have to imagine though they're kind of getting like sick of being dogpiled on at this point. But at this point, they're like, okay, everybody's on us now. And like as a faithful, that would be hard. That's like your dream of being accused and not being able to convince somebody.
Nightmare, you mean?
Nightmare.
Yeah.
Nightmare. But it is funny because they maybe aren't good at this game. And after this, are we done with the challenge? Do you have anything else in the challenge?
No.
Well, the shortlist for murder. So we find out the last question is who are the traitors going to shortlist for murder? And that's when they put up Johnny, Tara, Natalie, and Kristen, who don't come out of the box. And those are the 4 up for murder.
They did Kristen because he says it. Why did they do Kristen?
Because she's smart.
She's smart. But she thought it was Tara because she had said that she had that conversation with Tara earlier.
Yes.
And where she was like, I think you're a traitor.
Tara was like, I really trust you. And she's like, well, I don't trust you. You're a traitor.
Which is wild. In games like this, when someone like says, I really trust you, you go, uh-huh. I trust you too. They're so whack.
Yeah.
But I want to just say what the Jack in the Box that would tell the answer. I thought it was at first a real human just popping up and going. And then I realized it was like kept coming out in like the same draping and stuff. And like if
Yeah.
it was a human, it would probably like
What
move
if it
a
was
little bit.
corpse?
Well, we just call the FBI. Wait, don't.
Call the FBI.
Because they're completely
Not
ridiculous.
Cash Patel's FBI.
Well, not any FBI because those victims have been calling for a long time.
No, but the Dow's at 50,000.
I just got a happy Valentine's Day from one of my boyfriends.
Oh, cute. Forgot it was Valentine's Day today. Good God.
Well, happy Valentine's Day, Jacob.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's to you too. All right, where are we at? I have to say, so like we get all of these great moments from Johnny and Tara, and having just recently, I didn't know that they are commentators for the Olympics. Like, but
You did?
well, no, I didn't know that that's what they do. I knew that they, I saw Tara Lipinski's gold medal win. Like, I love figure skating. And, but I didn't know that they do this together either. Like, this was news to me until I heard it and them doing it. And the way that they dissect these figure skating performances, they're like surgeons. They're like analytical surgeons, like great at what they do. So it's just funny that they're not good at this game. It's like, whatever.
If you know anything about Olympic athletes, like they have been training since they were children. They only know a life of wake up at 4 a.m, go to the rink, do this, do that, then exercise in this special way.
Play games in that.
Like literally, they had like a very like K-pop star upbringing. Like it's like boot camp, and so they just like think differently and know things differently, and that's why they are so close. And like Johnny also brings up divorce and infertility issues, and like they've been through everything together, and so if they know anything, it is this fucking sport, like down to the whatever.
Yeah, right.
I haven't watched any of the Winter Olympics, but yeah, that's great. I'm glad that you saw that. I don't know when I saw or how. It's like how I know Lisa Rinna. Like it's just like that, like pop culture knowledge.
Yeah.
And the fact that no one in the house knew that, maybe they were like, yeah, they've commentated together a few times, but it's like I knew without knowing how I know that they only do it together. Like I doubt you in the history of like their careers. I don't know if it's ever been like, and Tara Lipinski's here without Johnny Weir. Like they are always together doing it because they have such great chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I get why people don't know that. But what they do know how to do is how to win a competition. So let's see how they continue to do that. What are you looking at? I thought you were looking at the toys all across. Oh, cute. He's snuggled up. My babies are snuggled up in the crate together. Since we're talking about Tara and Johnny, let's just talk about them or continue to talk about them. So they come in after the challenge and they're like, hey, like it sucks to feel like I'm alone in this competition and we're sort of getting picked on, obviously targeted
They
by either the
are.
traitors or the faithfuls, right? And that's that lovely moment where they're like, well, let's just be a we and be best friends and show
Because that's
everybody
how
that
they are.
and have our back and have each other's backs. And what they do know how to do, like you said, they train their whole lives to win. So I think that they can bring that. And it was cute. Now I did see a meme of that moment that said this is Romy and Michelle trying to catch the traitors, which I thought was funny.
Which is so cute. Like their friendship is so pure.
It's so cute.
Like Romeo and Michelle. And this is such a great moment of them being like, fuck it. Let's like shed the lie, which people were all believing. Everyone believed they were just like coworkers at some point along the lines in the many years that they were with figure skaters, but no one knew, how close they were. In the house, they've managed to continue that. No one ever caught them being like super cuddly and close. No one ever suspected. They kind of figured like, because they have an outside relationship of some kind, they might vote together or whatever, but they didn't know this. And they're like, let's just let it loose. Let the kids know, we're bestie boos,
Yeah.
besties for life.
I think it's a good strategy. Before we go any further, since you mentioned your hair, can we talk about Alan's hair? Because it was the trans flag, so I don't want to badmouth his hair.
Yes, we thank you, Alan,
Thank
for
you, Alan. We love you.
supporting. This is what it is. It's, he's older. He's got probably white, gray hair. And then on top of it, I think he bleaches it. And so it is just very wiry and it's hard to do stuff with it, but yet he tries every episode. In stages of the episode, too, he'll change it. And so, like, kudos to him
Kudos.
for doing it, but it is always a bit like, okay, there's like something about it that you're like, I don't like, you like imagine like touching it and you're like,
It's a little bit Doc from Back to the Future at every point, It's just a little bit, we call it mad scientist here.
I
But
mean,
I
he
love the
embraces
suit.
it and I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And that's
You
all
love
we
the
can
suit,
do.
did you?
I
It
did.
was all right. Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah. I mean, it's not something that I would wear. I'm wearing an Abercrombie shirt that actually has the shoplifting tag on it.
What the fuck?
Well, I ordered it from Abercrombie and it came with that on it. So now I have to go to the store and get it removed. I
Where is
ordered it
there even a
online.
store?
It's in Southport Corridor, over by Music Box. There's an Abercrombie. I've been shopping at Abercrombie a lot more. What is he doing?
Throwing a heavy bone around on the wood. Hey,
Baby, I can't hear it.
put it on the couch.
Oh my goodness, he's so cute. He's part Jack Russell, isn't he? I think so.
No, I don't know what
My
he
sister
is.
had a Jack Russell.
Can I show you a picture? Well, I don't want to because I'm naked in it, but he slept next to me like a human all night. It was so adorable.
I was very thrown by that whole conversation just now. I'm going to show you a picture. Oh, I can't. I'm naked.
Well, I just don't have a top on. I'm covered, but we're not going to do that. I also have no makeup
Pictured
on.
you like posing with the dog and putting it on Grindr or something is what I pictured. But that's not true.
Nope. Grindr hasn't been opened in like 6 months.
You're not going to pay $500 a month for the AI helper for Grindr?
I want to like see what is that? I need
What
to
is
like
it?
look it up.
What is it? Does a like fake AI boyfriend like
Matt brought it up
come
last
into
night
your
and I'm
computer?
like, what? $500 a month is like that. You are empty. You are an empty shell, just turning them and burning them and needing to find a new one every night, which
Yeah. But the thing is that, yeah, that has
we're
to be
aware
because
that
it was
happens.
not that hard to go onto Grindr and find a hookup when I used to go
No,
on
that's
it.
well, yeah. Yes, before as a boy, yeah, it was like these are the people that are close to you.
Mm-hmm.
I personally was always like, I ain't waiting, or I'm not traveling far. That's for sure. So I only shopped around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And now as a woman, I've no brag. I've never scrolled the grid. I just scroll my inbox,
Your what inbox? Oh, your Grindr inbox?
Yeah, I just
Oh,
get
that's
so
amazing.
many messages that
I
I don't
love
even
that.
go on the grid. So I don't even know what the deal is with the grid anymore because I don't have to.
Do you get the messages where somebody's just talking to themselves and having a full conversation with themselves in the
Uh-huh.
message and you've never responded one time?
And then if I never respond, it ends with like,
What?
fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, fuck you. Oh my gosh. It's like it brings out the worst in a lot of people, I have to say, those apps.
Yeah.
Roundtable. Oh, I don't know how to segue back to the roundtable from Grinder Corner, but we're gonna talk about Johnny and Tara coming together and people being surprised that they were friends, and then them ultimately throwing everyone off of their scent because Natalie was like, correctly, Johnny looks like a defeated faithful right now. Like he's giving defeated faithful. He's not giving traitor to me.
Which I loved because I've been talking about the obviousness in which Natalie reacts to things that like confirms for me that she's not a traitor. And the fact that she was like, this is a real emotion that he's showing. And if he was a traitor, he'd have to be like a Oscar-winning actor to pull that off.
Right.
So I love that.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was great. But she points it the other direction, in the wrong direction, to Steven. With the whole gold or Lisa giving the gold to Steven, that whole thing is still alive. They didn't talk about the serving of the beef.
Which if you, right.
That was the theory at one time.
If you thought it through, the reason she did that is because she didn't want to give it to, well, they don't know anything about Rob. So
Yeah,
never mind.
right.
Cut that out.
They don't. They don't have it. We know. They don't.
Yeah.
But she did get very creative with my notes this morning. I need to tell her not to do that.
Well,
She literally changed.
that's what you get for
all of
using
my...
ChatGPT.
No, I mean, I use it a lot and it doesn't, you just have to tell it, hey, don't change my words. It like put it into like categories and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
What do you do? Do you then like play your voice memo to ChatGPT in a microphone or?
No, it has a record.
You
feature
record
on
it
there.
into ChatGPT.
Yeah, you record it as a voice text or a voice text message and then send it to ChatGPT and it just summarizes it. So it goes really fast because me sitting there typing every note, I'd have to pause and then it puts it in a nice outline for me. I just use ChatGPT and any AI tools as my own personal assistant. Yeah, who cares? I'm not gonna look at my notes. So yeah, we're at the round table. Steven gets suspicion. For some reason, Kristen is hung up on Tara because she was like, okay, well, I confronted Tara, said that I thought she was a traitor, and then I'm up for murder. Couldn't be coincidence. It's Tara. She's going to stick to it.
I am going to boldly vote for the person that no one else at this table has said they're going to vote for. Like, she's a chef. She's just clearly not like, sometimes that's just what you have to do. You have to go, clearly it's between Steven and Johnny tonight. Who do I want to put my vote on? You don't just go, I'm going to put this one vote out there that means nothing. That's a throwaway. You're kind of hurting the game and hurting yourself because it matters to vote correctly. I don't know why, but it does.
It does. People
To
hang
me.
on to those things. Well, but people hold on to those things. They're like, oh, well, why did you vote differently than us?
Yeah.
And
Like,
I don't know
yeah,
if
maybe
she'd
you're
be
not a
able to answer
useful
that.
ally
Faithful, yeah.
because you're just going to do whatever you want anyway.
But ultimately, I mean, it came back on Michael enough because Johnny did look defeated. They had a good enough defense. I was
Michael.
thinking
Did you
that
say Michael?
it
Who's
came back on
Michael?
Steven. Sorry.
Okay, I was like, who's Michael?
It came back on Steven.
Petrucci?
And he gives a nice little speech and says, you blew it. You blew it.
You blew it.
You said
Well,
in
no,
Canada,
let's
or
talk
not Canada,
about.
Australia, and you said they said something worse than that.
Hold on.
You
We'll
dumb
get to
dummies.
that. We'll get to that. At the table, Tara and Johnny spill the beans and talk about how I don't think they didn't do it like they did it enough because they didn't get out, but they did say like, I know this person is not a traitor because we are so close and this is how close we are. I wish they would have really they didn't really like map it out enough. They didn't give enough details and really sell it because it's still people were like, okay. I think what got it for them was Johnny's speech just about who he is.
Excuse me. Yeah.
And people were really moved by that because he was being really genuine and you could tell. But the best friend thing could have gone in. They could have really gone in, which Rob says later was a dumb move. And maybe it is a dumb move. But when the chips are down, they've got nothing to lose. So might as well try this tactic and see what happens. Because maybe the traitors want to keep them around because there's so much suspicion on them. Who knows? But they did it and saved Johnny's ass because Steven went out the door and he says, you blew it.
But let's go back to that because I don't think you can use the best friend thing as this person is for sure not a traitor. Have you ever played Mafia? I've played Mafia with some of my friends and I'm awful at it, but I'm better at not being the Mafia and being the people who find the Mafia. I got into me and 2 other people left in the game, 2 close friends. And to look at them and understand that this friend of mine could lie this clearly and easily without me being able to tell was rough. I won't ever play that game again. I don't know if my friend can lie that well.
When you see how good we are at it, because we're all good at it to an extent.
I'm not. I break out in a sweat immediately.
Oh, well, I'm good at it. And I don't like to show that side of me. It's like, no, that's a old me. I don't want to do that. And I said we're not playing this game anymore. We had to stop.
I don't like it. Anyway, you blew it.
You blew it. And this girl in Australia, season 2, like I said, they're all, and she went in not even thinking. No one was thinking that they were going to vote for her, and just like something someone said, sprinkled it in there. Then all of a sudden, people were like, "Wait, maybe you are a traitor," and she ends up getting voted out. And she's like, This show should be called The Dummies." Because you're all dummies. And then when she walks out the door, she's like, bye, dummies. It was great because it's true.
It is true.
And I know what happens in the season because I watched a thing on YouTube, like a video about it. And they just continue to be dummies the whole time.
Well,
Wow.
Let's get out of this round table. We've been here for a while talking about Grindr and everything else. So this is where Kristen starts to get a little bit suspicious of Eric because of his behavior. And she's like, why did you just change your mind? As Eric, I would have been like, you changed your mind too. Well, not Kristen, but Mark changed his mind to Tara. We didn't know, I don't think that. So it's like, he's like,
I think he was just like saying
though.
In solidarity with Kristen because they're like bestie boos.
Yeah, I think he's very overwhelmed by the whole thing, which I think I would be too. It's like you go from being a faithful to having to lie to everybody around you, and you've become close with these people. He doesn't know how to do it yet. It's not muscle memory, but she's on to him a little bit. So that could bring him some heat next week.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe he was giving off a little different vibes, but he's never been like super outspoken at the table. He's never been like super opinionated. But I think maybe that's what she meant. Like, you have always consistently, maybe you've always been a traitor.
Right. She's just not noticing it, or we're just not seeing it. Right.
But she's
speak up, buddy. Have your own opinion.
Again, she's coming at it like a bull with horns.
Did you just call a lesbian a bull?
She like call. That's a good one.
It's choice.
But yeah, she's like, you're so quiet. And every time I ask you anything, you're like, she does a great, the impression was perfect.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so overwhelmed. I have so much in my head. Poor me.
But was it you that said, like, wasn't she just saying she's an introvert?
Yeah. No, I think somebody else said that. But at the beginning of the episode, she was saying she was an introvert. And then by the end, she's coming for everybody.
You're quiet.
You're too quiet. Why are you so quiet?
But
anyway, so
that was one thing that, wasn't loud and wrong. It was actually loud and abrasive and correct.
Let's get into the turret. So they go to the turret
We're in
and
the
they're
turret.
deciding who to murder. I don't see any way Natalie comes out not
So who
dead.
is it? It's between
Johnny, Tara, Natalie, and
Tara.
Kristen.
Just those four. Yes. Because, okay.
And they can't kill Kristen, I don't think, because then that would immediately, she said, if I get killed, Eric did it.
At this point, though, I think Rob can get him out of it. I also think they can use the age-old excuse of it was the traitor trying to frame me. Maybe the traitor is Mark or whatever. There's a way out of any of these. I am afraid for Natalie, but I think Kristen would be so smart because Natalie's not coming for them. Rob has Natalie wrapped around his finger, unfortunately for Natalie. But I think Kristen is the way to go. But also one of Johnny and Taylor can go too. Like, that's not going to really affect them. But I think Kristen is getting aggressive about her gameplay, and that is scary for them. And so she needs to go.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, at this point, Rob is good enough at this, I think, that he could turn it any way he wants to.
Yeah.
He has
And
all
if
in
the
palm of his
suspicion
hands.
is on Eric, he can talk Eric into being like, we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine, knowing
And
like,
then-
whatever, it's not my ass.
Yeah, it's not me.
It's not my ass.
Not me. He still has to have somebody to throw under the bus as a traitor before they go into those final pieces. And that'll make them happy and not feel like they have to get anybody else out. But I don't think that they would still. But our Natalie is, if she's not out this, like they're already talking next, she's going to be gone. They don't want her in here for very much longer.
If she goes out, I want her to go out at the round table. I want to see her fight for her life. I don't want to
do
see her walk
too.
into a fucking room to a fucking envelope.
Well, but the way that we closed out was the murder in the Jack in the Box thing. So basically, all four of them go down in the middle of the night and they stand in front of the Jack in the Box and they have to turn it. And if the traitor comes out of the Jack in the Box, they are going home. We saw some reactions too, which were a little bit red herring because it looked like Natalie was relieved. And it looked
We
like Tara
agreed
was
that
like,
we
"What
thought
the
Natalie
fuck?"
was relieved. Something is in there because unless Tara is out, that was a correct reaction to being like, my God, like I'm out or whatever. But maybe she's shocked that she's safe. But to me, it says like maybe something else is in there.
Maybe.
That's not
Maybe.
like you're safe, but blah blah blah. Maybe they get like a special power. Maybe it's a shield.
Yeah, maybe a shield. Oh, that would be good. I think that they should do that. I think there should be a shield for banishment if you don't get murdered, though.
Something has to happen for banishment. I do like the idea. Well, no, I like the idea that you can come for anyone at banishment. Because, like, yeah. Because what if, like, the two people that are, like, highly suspected of traitors have the shield, and so basically everyone knows they're voting out a faithful, and they have to decide on which faithful to go. I don't know. I guess that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
It could be.
I have faith, hopefully, that Traitors will, unlike RuPaul, unlike Survivor, will switch it up. We'll start
so.
doing more different cool things because I hope they learn from others' mistakes that, well, I don't know. No one's learning anything because people are still watching Survivor. The ratings are still fine. And RuPaul, people are still watching. Ratings are actually, it's very hard to find real ratings. I watched this guy do this video who did like a really deep dive on who is tuning in to RuPaul because it's the hardest show to watch. It's on MTV. You would need to buy a special package for your cable. Who has cable these days? Like, it's very hard to watch it. So basically, they found out that like the ratings have been slipping every season. Less and less people are watching it. How Rue's getting her paycheck, Michelle's getting her paycheck. They're doing the same fucking thing over and over. I hate it. I hate it now.
It's
It's
boring.
hard to watch. I love a lot of the contestants. I think they're great people. I enjoy them, but it's not enough when you're just doing the same challenges, the same. We got to go practice in front of Michelle. Oh, we got to record our music that they're going to hyper tune. What is it? Auto tune. They're going to super auto tune anyway. It's just, yeah,
That's the next iteration of auto-tune.
I don't like it because it's switch it up. Switch it.
Yeah.
Switch your costume. Change it around.
Well, I think for me, I hope that the Traitors figures out how to make it not feel like it falls off a cliff at episode 8 or 9, because it's felt like that every time. Remember season 2, we had Parvati and Phaedra go out around this time and it falls off. And then in season 3, we had both Traitors going out. It's like, it just sort of like falls flat at this point because we're left with the non-big personalities that have to carry the show. And it's not kind of enough to sort of bring them up in the edit to be like, oh, now I care a lot about Kristen. It's like, well, she hasn't been in the show up to this point. So I hope that they figure that out. Let's make it more dynamic towards the end.
Yeah. This season has been great. It's been my favorite so far.
And I think it's still fun. Like, I'm having fun with the show. I mean, I think the Johnny and Tara thing was my highlight of this week's episode. All right. Well, there's another episode. We only have 2 left. And you know what? The last episode overlaps with the first episode of Survivor 50. So we're going to have to film 2 episodes, I think, that week. Anyway, what are you doing the rest of the day?
I'm going to do a little shopping, hang out with the dog. I don't know. I may be in the hot tub later. I may be not.
Okay, that sounds great.
What are you doing?
Jeremy's family's in town, so we have a bar mitzvah, which I
when
told
they're there,
you is
got out of something today.
Weekend event. Well, the ceremony at the temple, which is like, for me, it's like I'm not a religious person, so that means nothing to me for somebody to be speaking in Hebrew like for 2 hours. So this was probably the better one to miss out on, and then I'm going to go to the party. So great.
Fun. And then you're off to Palm Springs, bitch.
And then we're off to Palm Springs.
Yes, don't forget to pack your microphone because I forgot it when I came here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Oh my God. What was that?
I was listening to, RHAP this morning. They had Sandra Diaz-Twine as the co-host because Rob's sister Nino is at the reunion.
The reunion?
Filming the reunion to this show.
I love a later filmed reunion after they've like watched the show and stuff. Like you saw the clip of Ron saying, I didn't know these people when I was in the castle. Now I know who they are. Now I can go in there and hurt them emotionally. I hope he goes for the jugular.
Didn't see that.
I hope he does, because he was very ostracized for no fucking reason.
He was.
And I hope he does. I hope he goes for the jugular. Get him, Ron.
I think so too. He was Amy Poehler's podcast. Maya Rudolph was one of the guests. I love Maya Rudolph and I listen to it. And she has people come in and talk well about the guest and ask them a question for Amy to ask the guest. And Ron Funches was the person who was asking the questions for Maya Rudolph. I didn't know that Ron is on a show with Maya Rudolph right now.
What
sitcom? Show? I have no idea. I can't remember the name, but I might look it up. But it's a comedy.
Is it on like Mojo or something?
So this is all the information I know.
Well, good thing we have Google, I guess, that I'll forget to look for. But
well, thank you for tuning in, everyone.
Thanks for tuning
in. That you listen, that you follow, like, subscribe, all of the things. We appreciate you.
Yes, please subscribe on all the things and show us love. Comment, share it with your friends.
Yeah,
we're good people. I hope
we're good people. We are.
Okay.
Well, you have a wonderful day.
Love you.
Talk to you later.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Jesus.
Bye.